Hi, and welcome back to the Wicked Thrifter Resell channel. We're back at it today looking for items that I can buy and sell and flip on eBay for a profit. The first item here that I'm grabbing is a frosted or satin glass hen on nest. They wanted $8.99 for it. It was a larger size than I usually see, so that's why I grabbed it without looking up comps. But when you look up the comps, this specific one I couldn't find any solds, and they only had a couple listed and they weren't very high. Plus there was some hidden damage under the lid. This was an amazing find. It sold pretty fast for me. I already have sold this. It was only $10.99. It's not in Poli, but it's Guildcraft. It's still made in Italy. And it had the stopper without the gasket, but it sold fairly fast. And I believe it was $75 plus ship. The next great find on this trip was this brandy snifter. It was really nice. I was pretty happy to score this as well. They take a little bit longer for me to sell, but I'll always grab them if they're in an interesting style. I grabbed this as well. It's $6.99. I believe it is Viking glass. I believe it's Amberina, and it has a slight glow to the base. It's missing the top floral frog insert. However, they will sell eventually. I haven't listed it just yet, but I expect that I'll be able to list it for at least $35 to $45. Here was another interesting piece of art glass. It was hand blown. There wasn't a maker's marker on it. I choose to leave this behind as I just got the other one, and not knowing the maker on this and Google Lens wasn't much of a help for me on that piece at the time. I left it behind. You'll see there's a wall pocket there on the shelf that I'm going to take a look at. I don't know if this is similar to what you're experiencing. It is made in Japan, and it had some ducks or geese on it. If it's not of an interesting subject or in really great condition, I usually tend to leave it. They don't sell very fast, or they sit for a long time before they do. As you can tell, I'm trying a different style of video. I'm leaving the background noise from the store on the video. Usually I mute those and put a music overlay and then a voiceover. I'm going to try it this way. Hopefully there's no copyright strikes with the music. And we can continue this. Otherwise, if they do, I'll have to go back and do a music overlay. We've had some concerns in the past and people didn't like the choice of music, so I thought I would give this a shot. Up at the top there, you'll see a strawberry canister. I chose to leave that behind. It had a lot of chipping, so I ended up not grabbing that. I'm looking at the stuff on the shelf here, and I'm not seeing anything catch my eye. There's also and this is a little velvet box. Not much over in this section of the shelves. There's some pottery there, and there's some figurines, but nothing that I'm wanting to grab at the moment. Here's an art glass purse. This was just, it was nicely done. However, they don't sell fast for me. It was not signed. If they're signed, I'll grab it, or if it's a very popular maker. This one just had a large Made in China sticker on the bottom, so I chose to leave that behind as well. And there's some items on the shelf. I kind of wish I would have looked at that casket jewelry box there. Some of them, if they're very old, can go for decent money. That one I think is a more mid-century piece, but I don't believe it's something that was highly sought after, so I chose to leave it behind. That trinket box I'm looking at had a large chunk taken out of the top flower, so I didn't grab it down. There wasn't much down below. Let me know if you spot anything that I missed. Sometimes I am aware of it and I don't grab them because I know that the market that tends to buy from me isn't interested in certain pieces. I picked up this to take a look at it. This was actually really nice. However, there was a crack in the glass, and I don't show the price here, but it was priced pretty high. They're starting to put out a lot of Christmas items at all of the thrift stores, so it's time to start looking into that to get a head start and get those listed. Halloween obviously has been out for a little bit. I'm still on the hunt for some nice vintage pieces. They're becoming less and less available as more and more people are hunting them down. I liked the style of this basket, but I chose to leave it. There was a lot of handmade, it seemed like, pieces. Let me know if you think that is something that people are interested in. Maybe I'll start looking more into those pieces. We're at another store. This section tends to have a lot of items that are amazing. However, the prices are crazy high, so you can't usually buy them and flip them for a profit. You have to be a collector to purchase from this particular store. I do, however, usually find some nice pottery pieces and some pieces that I'm willing to spend up a little bit on. Take a chance on. I grabbed this Studio Pottery pitcher or bottle decanter. It was only $6.99. It was signed and it was really nicely done. I grabbed that. I put that in my cart. I haven't listed it yet. However, I expect that I'll probably list it for the $35 to $45 range, if not a little higher. That piece of art glass was, or that piece of glass, or that glass vase was not signed. This I now regret not grabbing. It didn't have a signature or a maker's mark on it, but it has a chino glaze on it with a little bit of slipware on the top. And it was nicely done. It was really nicely done. Very good quality. But there was only one, and I wasn't sure if it was a platter or a charger or a plate. That was an Italian music box. I do fairly well with those, but they had a really high price tag on that, and I didn't want to take a chance with it. I grabbed these vases. This is a little, reminded me of a tiki mug vase. It did have a signature on it. I have yet to figure out who it is. I have them listed. You'd think I'd learn my lesson and wait till I figure out who the maker is on them, but they are really nice. This other vase here is like a faux bamboo design on it. I thought they were really nice. There's another vase back here. It seems to be, now that I'm looking at the video, made by the same maker. I had thought that maybe in the store, but now that I'm watching the video, I see it has the same signature on the side. It's interesting that they use the slipware to do the signature on the vases. Let me know if you know who makes these. They're really reasonably priced. I should have grabbed that as well. Here's some Mexican pottery cats. They don't sell for a lot of money for me right now, so I'm intending to stay away from them. But I did find this, which I put back just because I was worried about shipping it and it being dislodged from the base inside. I think it was $9.99 or $10.99 they wanted for that. I ended up putting it back. They had a few nice vintage glass pieces for drinkware, but they didn't have a complete set, and now I'm only trying to pick up where you can sell a set of 4 or more. Sometimes I'll grab them if there's only 2, just because of the resale value is high, but most of the time I'm trying to stay away from that because most people aren't looking for just 2 glasses. I mean, there's a rare person that's going to be wanting just 1 replacement piece. I'm checking out the candle section. I'm checking out these carved wood pieces. These were not the originals. They're kind of reproductions made to look like the Norwegian or German pieces. So I end up leaving those behind. The shoes there, interesting woven shoes. I think they're bath shoes or water shoes, but I'm not sure. And the resale value when I looked them up wasn't very high. Here's a regret from this day. This is a metal caged pendant light. Very mid-century. It's very cute, but you need the right buyer for it. They wanted $40 for this, and I didn't think I could justify that right now at this time. This table was ridiculous. Did you catch out that price tag? $249. I couldn't believe it. I thought this was nice. I'm trying to read the mark on the bottom. I end up leaving that. And then I spotted some more Celadon glaze. These are flying cranes, and they're all signed. There was a whole shelf of them, it seemed like. I grabbed them all. I haven't listed all of them as of right now. There's a few that are listed. But the prices, you couldn't beat it. $3.99 each. So I grabbed them. And here's some current solds comps that you can look at. I do have a few listed up in my store, but I just didn't want to list all of them out for you. I'm taking a look at all the items on the shelf here. I thought these were interesting. They were resin. I end up leaving those behind. I do grab this. It's a hand-carved wood Roadrunner. They wanted $6.99. It's signed and it's got some information on the bottom for it. Carved birds like this on burl wood or a wood branch sell pretty regularly and fast for me, and I'm usually able to find a couple a month, so I will keep grabbing those right now while I can. They don't sell for a lot of money, but they can depending on the bird. I'm looking at some Christmas items here. I'm not seeing very much in the way of Christmas that I've been wanting to pick up yet. Some nativity items. Some lights. I wasn't sure if that was left in or not. Looked like a hobbyist piece. And then I thought I'd check out the other side with the fall items. They're getting more and more like brand new items in stock, so it's kind of disappointing. I grabbed this vase. I haven't listed it just yet, but it will be up soon. And I also grabbed this Studio Pottery bottle. It had a really nice stopper. There was no chips or cracks. And a nice cork stopper there. And they only wanted $4.99 for this piece, so that was great. I have it listed for $49.97 in my eBay store. Here was another pottery piece that I grabbed up. I have yet to list this piece, but I will be. It was only $4.99. It's artist signed. It had a nice glaze on it. It might be a student pottery piece, but I grabbed it anyway. I also grabbed these when I spot them. There are some that are made in Sweden. This was not. Majority of them that you'll find at the Goodwill will not be those. It'll be like the Mexican art glass version of it, which is kind of fairly similar to it. I thought this was really nice. It was huge. I was not about to ship that. Lately, since they switched to Ground Advantage, I've been having more and more issues with damaged items. And this was a really nice find. It's a really nice Raku pottery vase, signed. I have it listed up in the store. I think I only paid $10.99. I'll have to double check on that. But I have it listed for $64.97 plus ship. I was just checking to see at the bottom of that if it was signed. It was not. This piece was disappointing. It is signed. You can't see it on here. They only wanted $4.99 for it. And some of these pieces can go for a decent amount of money. Depends on the signature. If there's a signature and the condition of the item. Sadly, this vase was broken as well. One of the little ruffles was chipped off. I didn't see very much of anything else in there. This was on another shelf. They wanted $4.99. However, the signature on the bottom, I thought it looked neat, but the signature on the bottom led me to believe that it was a school student piece. And then I just quickly checked out the metal area. And this was a sewing box, I believe, Sewing Notions box. I thought the fabric was really nice on it, but there you can see some staining underneath the lid, and there was kind of some damage on it. And I left that behind. And that's going to be about it. I'm going to wrap it up here. I really thank you for taking the time to watch the videos. I know they've been kind of spotty right now, but with the start of school and some other things going on, it's been a real struggle to be able to do it. So I really want to keep putting content out for you. So I tried to change it up just a little bit to make it easier on the editing side. It's a little lighter. Hopefully you guys can handle that and it is all right with you. And you stick around. I really appreciate your time. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.